Welcome to Sales for Nice People, the daily podcast for ethical entrepreneurs who want to sell more because of their values and not despite them. This is episode 23. I am Martin Steller. I help nice people sell more. And I wanted to explain a little bit about signals and feedback. See, most of the time when we try to communicate with people and our message doesn't land, or our buyer doesn't get it, or we want to explain or correct some understanding, we assume that the other person didn't get it, that there is something that we need to explain, to convince, to then have them see that they didn't get it, they were in the wrong, but now they understand. But actually, the onus of good communication is on the person messaging, the person who broadcasts the message. It is not the listener's job to understand what you're trying to say. It's your job to make sure that the communication you put out, the message that you give people, actually lands. And the nice thing about the world is that it is a perfectly tuned feedback system for how effective your messaging is. When you are talking to someone, be it a buyer or your spouse or your child, and you get pushback or you get a disconnect or they don't seem to get it, that means your messaging was off. And that means you get to improve your message, try a different angle, and try to communicate with them in a way that does get your message across. So don't mistake the signals that you get from the world for a fault on the counterpart's part. If you want to talk about faults, I don't like to use that term, but the onus of good communication is on the one sending the message. So when you see that your buyer, your counterpart, doesn't get it, stop. Ask yourself, what signal am I getting? What does that tell me about the effectiveness of my communication? And then you get to adjust and try a different type of message. And then very likely you will get the message across. That's it for today. If you want to receive a short daily email in your inbox, go to martinsteller.com/nicepeople, and I will see you tomorrow.